So I just want to say that part of the reason why I stopped doing the news videos on a daily basis, or want to stop doing the news videos on a daily basis, is the reality of the situation is today, there really wasn't a ton of news that, could pull together I don't want to say can pull together a spectacular news video, but, like, there's enough for one video, but I don't know if there's enough for two that can attract the same attention. And that's one of the reasons why, because I'm not going to squeeze everything into one video and have a 20-minute video. I want to make the videos palatable, and if that means splitting it up, I'd prefer splitting them up as opposed to making them not so palatable by how long they are. But either way, we got an update on Randy Orton and an update on a wrestling legend as well. But now we start down in NXT as during a live event within the ranks of NXT, Danny Palmer was the next woman to be attacked by NXT Anonymous, a shadowy figure that has been attacking variety of women throughout the last couple of months, including Sal Ruka, Nikita Lyons, and a variety of others. And now you add Danny Palmer to the list. I don't believe Danny Palmer was actually injured, much like her cohorts. I think it was just a way to bring said woman to I think it was just a way to bring said woman to the forefront of the discussion, as we have not gotten a report of any injury sustained by Danny Palmer. So I think it is very likely that Danny Palmer is not injured as much as she is just the next victim of NXT Anonymous. And the question now becomes, what do we see next from NXT Anonymous, if anything? And will NXT Anonymous give us more of an insight onto who is attacking these wrestlers and taking out the competition within the ranks of the women's division? Speaking of the women's division, Becky Lynch recently spoke with Mark Andrews on his BBC radio show, My Love Letter to Wrestling. And Becky Lynch went on record to say that not only would she love to win Money in the Bank, but she would also love the opportunity to step in the ring with fellow WWE legend Beth Phoenix. I don't know why I was going to say Becky Lynch, but she would love to step in the ring with Beth Phoenix, which I think, next to her inevitable dream match with Trish Stratus, that a dream match with Becky Lynch, I knew I was going to say that, a new dream match with Beth Phoenix is something that I'm sure a lot of people would love to see, because Beth versus Becky is, I'm sure, something that a lot of people would love to see. And I'm one of those people that would love to see Becky Lynch and Beth Phoenix collide inside a WWE ring before both women hang it up for their careers. Speaking of WWE, LA Knight has been the subject of rumors and innuendo, as our friend Conrad Thompson would say. And the rumors and innuendo are that that LA Knight is in line for a big push over the next couple of months, and is one of the leading favorites to win Money in the Bank, which is honestly something that I don't know if a lot of people expected from WWE because of LA Knight's age. But with the advent of another world championship, or with the introduction of a new world title, it is pretty obvious that that is one of the reasons why WWE would have more of an opportunity to give other people the opportunity to become number one contenders for the World Championship. Because the one thing I would say with Money in the Bank this year is, even though it worked for Austin Theory last year in giving him a secondary consolation prize with Money in the Bank, giving that to the winner of the Money in the Bank this year would dilute the Money in the Bank title, Money in the Bank briefcase, and is something that WWE should consider switching back to, where the winner of the Money in the Bank gets a title shot at either the World Heavyweight Championship or the Undisputed Universal Championship, and that's it. It shouldn't be where the winner of the Money in the Bank gets a shot at any WWE Championship, because it doesn't mean as much if they're getting a shot at the United States title instead of a world title, because it's supposed to make somebody a star winning Money in the Bank, and winning the United States title, no offense, ain't gonna make somebody a star like it would winning the Universal or World Heavyweight Championship. And with the advent of the world title, it should open the door for the possibility of somebody becoming world champion by beating, I would presume, Seth Rollins, instead of having to defeat Roman Reigns. But LA Knight has got a little bit of a sidetrack before becoming world champion, as also the rumor, and apparently according to the most recent episode of the SmackDown Lowdown, we saw LA Knight with Rick Boogs, and it seems like LA Knight may be teaming with Rick Boogs in the coming weeks. As well, I know a lot of people seem to be disappointed with the idea of LA Knight downgrading himself to team with Rick Boogs, but if it gets LA Knight on TV and gets him the opportunity to show how good he is and how damn good he is, it won't take much for him to show that and prove just how damn good LA Knight is. If that's what it takes, then in my opinion, it's worth it, because LA Knight will get the opportunity to show how good he is and just show exactly what he's able to do in the WWE before winning Money in the Bank and proving the opportunity that he deserves to be Mr. Money in the Bank. And before we go for this news video, we do have to speak on a recent report from Cowboy Bob Orton, who was speaking to Bill Apter, as Cowboy Bob Orton spoke on his son, Randy. Randy has been out of action for about a year at this point with a severe back injury. There were rumors a couple months ago that Randy would be returning soon, but those rumors were unfounded, and apparently, according to Cowboy Bob, he believes that Randy was advised never to wrestle again, which would be, honestly, something very surprising and unfortunate, because anytime you hear somebody was advised never to wrestle again, it is an unfortunate side effect of the business, but especially with Randy Orton, because I think a lot of us hoped that Randy would come back and at least be able to retire on his terms and not be taken out of the ring by a severe back injury. But the one thing I will guarantee is it is not confirmed, and if anything, it was subtly slipped into his interview or conversation with Bill Apter, and it was not confirmed by Bob Orton Jr. But when we do get confirmation, or if we do get confirmation about this situation, I will keep you guys up to date on that, because finding out if Randy Orton is going to retire or not is something that a lot of us have been interested in finding out over the last couple of months, and hoping that he does return and is not set to retire. Either way, I wish nothing but the best to Randy Orton in his recovery, and I do hope that even if we get him back for only a handful of matches, that Randy is able to return and go out on his terms. With that being said, though, that is it for this news video, and I will see you in the next one.